Perfect. There we go. Okay, so let's give it a couple of minutes for people to jump on. How's your night going so far? Really good?
My night's going well. I'm just trying to see if I think you should probably look for questions. I think
okay, we'll do that. I'll just give it a minute for people to start jumping on. Hey guys, so I want you to say hi. Like, just let us know that you're here. When you're here, you can comment on the group page. We're going to try to stay away from commenting on the YouTube page just because it's easier. So maybe open up 2 screens if you can. Or if you really want to, you can just comment on the YouTube page. But there seems to be a delay whenever we do it. So I just want to make sure that we actually see your questions.
If they just keep it under the Q&A thread, it's probably better.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to, right now, I'm going to post a link. It says, live on air, join us now. And then they can post more questions there if they like. Okay, so first question. Of course, it's the first question. Is there going to be another order for sweatshirts and jackets? If you are a patient person and you can wait for Robin to make that happen, then absolutely we can make it happen. But it's sometimes you're not going to get your order right away because sometimes life gets in the way, and that happens for everybody. So I can do it if there's enough. If there's enough interest, then absolutely we can. So Elizabeth is asking how to get business going if launch party attendance is low online and in-house. Really good. Do you want to take that, or do you want me to?
I can, I guess. Well, we can both do it, but
okay.
I don't.
So there's a few different things that you can do. You know, I don't like to tell too many people this, but I didn't actually have a launch party. I don't think Raluca did either, come to think of it.
I did, just no one showed up.
Right.
My intention.
I didn't actually do a launch party. We don't, you know, when you first start your business, you kind of have to figure out, how am I going to work my business? Am I going to be the type of person that does parties all the time? Do I want to do this part-time? Am I going to take orders online? How do you want to reach your customers? Sometimes having an at-home party doesn't work for your demographic. And you know what? That's okay. Because what you can do is do an online party on Facebook. If you're not getting it that way, maybe you need to start looking for other ways to reach out into different networks. And you know, I think that was another question that kind of came up. So most people have had email since email was invented, really. I mean, in the last 10 years, I think pretty much everybody's had an email address at some point or another. There's no reason why you couldn't send an email to every single one of your contacts saying, hey guys, Christmas is just around the corner. I just wanted to let you know that I just started selling Scentsy, and if you'd like to support my business and get some amazing Christmas gifts, just let me know. That easy. Just because you're launching your business doesn't mean that it has to be big and crazy. It doesn't have to be big and crazy. It can be small and simple. It can be as easy as taking a basket with testers and catalogs to your work and leaving it in the lunchroom. That's how I did it. I actually left it on my desk at work. And people just kind of came along. They're like, what is that? And I'm like, here, smell. And that's what happened. That's how my launch party happened. You don't have to have a great big party, but if you're going to do a party and you want to reach more people and you're having difficulty, then you're going to have to start finding ways to get into either your extended network or new networks. So you're going to do vendor shows, or maybe you're going to work your way into some groups online. Raluca has this dog group that she's in with her dog. Like everybody in the whole group, hundreds and hundreds of people love her dog. And now she's got all these new friends. Dana Hennessy, crock pot lady. I'm going to start calling her the crock pot lady. Hundreds of people. That's how she got into a whole new network of people. So there's lots of different ways that you can expand your network to work your business. You don't have to know a lot of people. Like when I started in Keswick, I knew nobody. I moved from Newfoundland. Like I knew nobody here. So people can't say that it can't be done. You just have to be wanting to put yourself out there and wanting to meet new people and looking for outside the box ways to meet new people. Raluca, anything to add to that one?
Yeah, pretty much on the same basis. No one showed up to my lunch party. I don't think anyone shows up to any of my open house parties. Like no one shows up to my house. It makes me feel like I have a curse, something on my house that's like cursed.
No.
When I joined, and I was already hesitant to join, to be honest. So I was like, oh, of course this is gonna happen. I was so negative. And I cried, and I was like, okay, I have two options. I either give in to everyone and they didn't show up, or I basically take my testers, my most popular testers. So I asked Robin what they were at the time from like each category, and I put them in a bag, and then I went and saw my friends, and I was like, plop, here's the testers, here's the catalog. I started Scentsy, and I know you're gonna like something in this. And while we were hanging out, all the girls were there, and it kind of turned into a party now that I think about it. It turned into like a girls' night without me even realizing.
Yep.
And then I ended up getting my shooting star in my first 11 days. So with still room to spare. I think it's important to understand that everyone's schedule is so all over the place. And even people that commit, like, don't hold them too accountable sometimes, or like, don't get mad at them if they don't show up. Like, it may just take a simple message or email to say, hey, like, I missed you. I hope everything's okay. Like, I hope nothing happened with your family or whatever. If you're still interested to browse or anything, I can definitely drop off a catalog, or here's my link to my online website. You guys, like, you get the first 3 months website for free. And the reason why is because Scentsy wants you to branch out of your friends and family. Especially Facebook is like a huge network for social media. So having that at your fingertips without having to design a website, because take it from me, like, designing a website takes months.
Time.
Thinking like, is this okay over here? Is this okay over here? Like, everything's thought out for you. Honestly, all you have to do is paste your picture and your story. So you need to, I don't think people utilize their website properly, and a lot, really. A website can be easily shareable. So instead of you telling your friends to go share like a basket party or something, they can just shoot out your website link in an instant. Yeah. And that's why Robin was saying that the email address is, I don't think you can do much these days without an email address.
No.
They like have you by the teeth with that thing. So if you have a low attendance at a party, just understand it's not the end of the road. You may be in that demographic like I was, where people just don't like to stay at home. They don't like to browse a paper catalog. They're more online on their phone. Tell me, I even said to them, I'm like, you know what? Like, if you support me, if you have a $25 budget, I'll tell you exactly what you can have and where you can enjoy Scentsy in your life. And then after that, people just got addicted to it. So sometimes you have to kind of give in and say, do you have a budget? Like, how can I help? I know that, for example, even a car freshener, a scent pack, it lasts you like 6 months or whatever. So definitely.
Colton just joined us. Hey, Jen. How's it going?
Hey, Jen. Oh, Dana's here.
Oh, Dana's here. Hey.
Hi, Dana.
Hey.
I hope you're feeling okay, babe.
I'm doing okay. I might look a little bit scary today, but that's it. You're going to have to deal.
Oh.
Sarah's here, one of my teamies. She's making some samples.
Hi, Sarah.
You want to see her?
Yeah. We like Sarah. Let's see her. What's she making?
Wait,
let's see you, Jen.
You don't want to see me right now. I have my hair in a towel.
We love you.
I'd be any better in mine hair right now.
Oh, fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So guys, the first question that was asked was, I don't know, maybe we should open it up. What do you do if you have low attendance at your launch party? I hear Sarah in the background. Is that Sarah?
Yeah. No, she said I only had 5 people, but I still got $500. So really, like, okay, I guess reach out to everybody who is interested in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if you have 1 person or 10. Just reach out to everybody, like, even after your party, and say, my party's closing soon. You don't want to miss out. That's my advice.
Another note on expanding your networks. In the file section of Northern Warmth, there is a file called 125 ways to expand your business, to expand your networks. Check it out. Like, there's a whole bunch of different ideas in there, and don't try to do them like all at once. Like, just kind of scan through it and say, you know what? Like, I'm going to pick 3 things that I could do like right now, not stuff that I want to do later, because I'll look at those later when these don't work. Go through them, take a highlighter and go 1, 2, 3. I can do those right now and go do them tomorrow. Like, just say, you know what? I'm just going to go do it. Take 20 minutes. That's it. Just 20 minutes of your day and go do it and see what happens. If it works, do it again. If it doesn't work, don't do it again. Try something different. Try something different. Like, really, if you're in your shooting star time right this minute and you're having trouble getting people to attend a launch party, or you feel like you don't know how to start getting sales and stuff like that, you need to decide to take action. So you can't say that you tried if you didn't post on your timeline. You can't say that you tried if you didn't email every single one of the people that are on your contacts in your email. You can't say that you tried if you didn't tell all of your family that you're now selling Scentsy, right? You can't say you tried if you didn't tell everybody at work that you're doing it. So you have to be willing to take that first step, to step outside your comfort zone. If you're one of those people, you know, we have a number of people in our group that have a physical disability, like they actually physically cannot leave the house or find it very difficult to leave the house and they can't get around. So they've had to get really, really creative in especially the online ordering bit, right? Like joining Facebook groups, making a VIP group, getting people to order online, stuff like that. So this can be done. You just have to decide, I want it, I'm going to go find it.
Yeah, and you really do have to want it.
Yep. Yep.
I mean,
And it's Christmas.
I've got a girl on my team who just absolutely rocks her business and shows us all up. And she's in a wheelchair part of the time.
Yep.
So, you know, there's nothing that stops you other than fear itself.
Yep. That's the truest thing right there. Okay, I think we killed that one. We beat that one dead. Okay, what's the next one? How to expand your network. Okay, I think we just talked about that one. What's the best way to approach new people about Scentsy? Join, having a party, stuff like that.
People you don't know?
Yeah.
Is that what that means?
So I'll start, and then you guys can just kind of pipe in, because it's sometimes easier to fill in the gaps when somebody else starts. So I'll just go. So this is something that I struggled with for a really, really, really long time, because I was that person that sat behind a desk. Even though I was outgoing with my family and my friends, I wouldn't dare, oh my God, tell people I'm selling something. Are you kidding me? So for me to like approach people, random people, and just tell them about Scentsy, it was like so mortifying for me. Like Ted would say, there's like 5 girls in a van sitting outside. They're standing right next to the car. You need to just give them a catalog. I'm like, I can't. He's like, yeah, you can. I'm like, no, I can't. Like, really, I can't. He's like, they're right next to you. Open the window, give them a catalog. I'm like, I can't, you do it. Like, we actually that actually happened. What I found was really learning how to be more personable. and learning how to strike up a conversation about anything. And so as soon as you can find a way to strike up a conversation with somebody, then you can usually find a way to work in your business. So like if I go to, if I went to a Tim Hortons or a fast food restaurant or something like that, and I was at the register and there was enough time to talk to somebody, like I wouldn't just throw a sample at somebody. I want to have a minute to talk to them. I would say, hey, how's it going? You know, if they look like they're having a really crappy day, then I would say, you know, you look like you're having a really crappy day. You know what? You get a break? And they'll be like, yeah, I get a break. It's in like an hour. And I'm like, well, do you get like time to sit down, or like, do they take care of you? Like, I'm just like probing, right? I'm asking lots of questions. And they'll be like, yeah, you know, I get like a 45-minute break in the lunchroom. I'm like, you know what? I bet you wash your hands like 1,000 times a day. And they'll be like, yeah, I do, totally. And they'll be, you know what? Here's a catalog and some skin cream, and hopefully it like helps you feel better. I hope you have an amazing day. And they're like, oh my God, thank you. That's so sweet. 30 seconds later, I'm still waiting for my food because the food hasn't gone yet. I'm still standing there. So there's like really like hand cream in here. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Are you on Facebook? Yeah, I am. You know what? Why don't I add you on my Facebook? And then if you like the sample and you want to try some more, I can just send you some different ones. Really? Absolutely. I can totally do that. Boom, right there on my phone at the couch, waiting for my food. I'm adding this girl on my Facebook. And I drove down through the States, and one weekend I added 25 people like that. And that's how I do it every single time. I look for an excuse of something that's happening in that minute to talk to them. I've seen Raluca compliment people on their lipstick or on a purse, because I don't notice those things. I don't notice lipstick in purses, but she does. So I've seen her compliment people, and that just starts a ball rolling. Okay, that's my thing. Next. Who's next?
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, the most important thing to take from what you just said, Robin, is to be prepared. So there's no way you can start up a conversation anywhere if you don't have some kind of trail to leave behind you. And most importantly, that trail needs to have a scent. Guys, like, we're in the scent business, like, what am I trying to find? The scent business. I don't know. So if you hand out a business card and say, hey, hit me up, that business card, no matter how pretty it is, it's probably not that exciting. So let's say you're brand new and you're like, you know what, I just joined. Maybe I joined the half price kit. I'm not really sure if this is for me. I'm not really sure how much money I can invest in my business. Buy a scent fragrance roller. Take your business cards and roll a line on your business card. That's probably the cheapest, easiest way to leave some kind of trail. Yep. Sometimes I leave all my business cards on my bed, and I take a room spray and I'm like, and then it just like falls softly, and all my business cards smell like something. The reason why I use the fine fragrance roller is because those scents are very soft, very feminine. 99% of the time I'm talking to women. So when they smell that and they say, you know, that smells really heavenly, like it smells really beautiful. And I'm like, you know what? Have you heard of Scentsy? Some people who have heard of Scentsy will say, wow, is that a wax? And I'll say, no, we actually just introduced a new skin line. And they're like, whoa, like you do skin?
Yep.
You need to find, so for those of you that aren't in the leadership training, I talked about before, like finding your sparkle with this company. Apart from what you like from the company, what do you love the most? There has to be a product that you are in dire need of. Like, I went out for sushi tonight, and my top skin customer was like, oh my gosh, Mom, there's Raluca, she's a skin girl. And I was like, what? I was like, hey, how's it going? Like, I know you're trying a new souffle, you know, and this girl buys like 4 or 5 tubs of souffle, but she won't spend the money on any other Scentsy product because she doesn't have the money. So at this point, she doesn't have money to spend money on Scentsy, but yet she found a product that she loves so much that she will spend her dime on, like her dying dime. And that for me is the skin line. So you guys need to find something that you're so passionate about that it like bursts out of you, and it does make it easier to talk about. Like, I'm nervous too, guys. Like, even after 2 years, like I can talk forever. I can talk to anyone about anything, but when I actually have to, with a purpose, put myself on the line, I totally bow down, and I'm like, I can't. Who are you? I don't.
Yeah, like when somebody asks me about Scentsy, the last thing I tell them about is the warmers.
Right, and that's the thing. Like you have
That's like, it's like after the fact. Like I'm totally all hand cream because I know I can get those samples into someone's hands, and everybody loves to try hand cream.
Yeah.
Or like you said, the fine fragrance
And
roller.
that's the
Everybody
thing, like,
loves to try that.
stand behind this product because truthfully, like
Yeah.
this girl who does buy so many tubs of body souffle from me, she has tried all body products on the market, and she has 100%. We'll put it on her Facebook, we'll put it on her Twitter, anything, that Scentsi's body souffle is the softest, and it does smell the nicest. And the fact that our product really does withstand any other product on the market.
Yeah.
I think that's something worth talking about, right? So yeah, like I said, it's important to be backed up with some kind of product. Like I said, you don't have to break the bank with samples. You just have to, we talked about it. You have to have something on you that won't break your wallet, basically, but you're happy about, that will actually get you customers in return. Right?
And
like,
you know, there's other tonight on the marketing tab. I think it was Cheryl that posted about the market.
I saw that earlier. I saw those.
Right. So we've been asking. In the star directors and superstar directors have been asking Scentsy for about 6 months to tell us all the amazing features of all of our different products. And every time we go to look for something, we're in what was called previously the resources tab. And it would give you like ingredients not tested on animals, paraben-free, gluten-free, dye-free, stuff like that. But it wouldn't give you like the amazingness of our products. And really, to sell a product really well, like you need to be able to prove to somebody that they need it in their life. Like you need this product. Like you can't live without this product.
It's solving a problem
But
that they have.
Right. You can't give away this information if you don't have it in front of you. So these new things on the news tab that were posted today, what's it called again? Really, did you catch the name of it?
They're called product cards, and I actually ended up copying them as JPEG. So I'll make an album. So you can see, guys, it's a little bit hard to see, but so these cards, you can actually print them out as a 4x6, let's say, and put them on a ring key holder and have them with you in your purse or have them with you at a vendor show. And it has nightlight warmers, diffusers, so on the diffusers it says
everything. There's everything in there.
On the actually, let's not even talk about diffuser. We're talking about skin, right? So let me look at the skin. So the body souffle sales tips: rich formula, beautifully softens and scents skin. Luxurious feminine fragrance. Upsell by recommending complementary products from the skin line. It's light. It finishes. Leaves the skin soft. So all these things that I talked to you guys about, how it's the best on the market, it's right here. So if you're thinking, how am I going to market a wax bar as if it's the best thing in the world, honestly, start learning these off by heart. Because if you can pull out keywords from these cards, people have no other reason but to believe you, really. And like Robin said, you guys need to fill a void with Scentsy. Like, why do they need Scentsy in their life? What is it filling? Like, do they have 4 kids who are boys who go to hockey and the whole freaking car stinks in the winter? Because the mom, either way, whether it stinks or not, she still has to go pick up her kids from hockey. So how can you make her life that much more pleasant with Scentsy?
And we actually went through a period of time where I don't know how we got away from that, you know? When I first joined, the first year when I first started posting on social media, we meaning me and the other consultants around at the time, did a really good job of showcasing scent packs are amazing for hockey bags, or this is really good for that. Like, we did a really good job of that. And for some reason, we seem to have gotten away from that a little bit. And the problem with that becomes that you forget how amazing our stuff is and what it's good for. Like, I posted one day, people thought I was crazy. I posted a picture of my washing machine and said that I had left my clothes in all night long. And I got up in the morning and it just like stunk. And it does. If you leave your clothes overnight, it's like, ugh. I put like one little pump of my laundry liquid in there, and it just took the smell. Boom, gone. Every other time I'd have to wash my clothes like 3 times, but I never leave my clothes. I posted that. Do you know how much laundry I sold after that? It was crazy because everybody is in the same boat. People turn on the washing machine at night and then they forget to put their clothes over to the dryer. But it was just the fact that I proved to them that it was something that was really useful and handy to them.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of people being informed. Like, there was a video that was going around. It was first posted on Directors Group. I can see if I can find it. But it's basically this woman who was comparing our fabric softener to like Downy or something. And Downy says you need 2 full caps per load or whatever. Well, this woman ended up figuring out that you only need 7 pumps instead of 2 full caps. And you actually save money in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed, people always tell you, well, I'm not going to buy laundry from you because it's like super expensive. I can just go to Walmart. But they don't actually realize that a lot of us overuse our laundry. Like I was totally a victim of overusing my laundry. And I mean, now maybe I overuse the washer whips because I do realize that more washer whips gives you like an extra week of scent on your blanket. But that's my personal preference, right? So, being informed yourself about like, okay, a wax bar, people are like, oh yeah, well, it doesn't last as long as it used to, but realize that 1 cube lasts you 8 hours. If you put a candle on for 8 hours, it's gone completely.
Yep.
A $21 candle will be gone completely, soot everywhere, fumes everywhere, and you're still left with like 6 more cubes of wax from a wax bar that was $6.
Yep.
Like, you guys just have to be really informed in the product. And it takes a little bit of time, but I think that's I don't even remember what we were talking about, but yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to get at, just being informed about the product. And these product cards are pretty awesome in terms of spiking up conversation.
Yeah, that's all you were talking about, was just basically sharing how to kind of get the word out to people.
Right. I was like, I don't remember what we were talking about.
What the hell you're talking about.
Going off on a skin tantrum. Getting the product out to people, right? So yeah, just being prepared, and you don't want to get stumped, right? Like, oh, like, why is this the best souffle ever? Well, at least you know it's like boom, 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 and they're like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, a girl in this small town has been at it for years, apparently. She gives amazing in-house deals, announced. How do you compete with that? Because I get it many times. Oh, there's a girl in town. Okay. Let me talk about this for a second. If there's a girl in town who's given that many deals, she's not going to be in business and hasn't been in business for that long. What she's doing is once in a blue moon offering a great deal, like a personal special, and then people are stocking up when she offers that great deal. The only other way that people could be doing something like that is if they're ordering in so much volume. So you know what? You really need to make your customers understand your story and understand who you are so that they want to support you. People that are whining and complaining about shipping and taxes and all these things, like, I got news for you. If you go into Walmart, you're paying shipping. You just don't know it. It's already built into the price. If you go and you order from any other direct sales company, you're paying shipping and taxes. So people can whine and complain all they want, but the fact of the matter is, no matter where you go or who you talk to, you're going to be dealing with these prices. Now, as for competition, when I started in Keswick, I knew nobody. I didn't grow up here. I had no family here, no friends here, no nothing. And there was, when we went to the top 100 in Greece in 2014, there was 4 of us from Keswick. So what you need to think about is, A, what's the population density where you are? Like in Georgina, where we are, it's 40,000, or at least it was 5 years ago when I started. And if you think, how many consultants, like how many customers does one consultant need to be really successful? 500? 300? 200? How many customers do you really need? Now divide that number out of your population density and see what you come up with. Because let me tell you, you could have a consultant on every block, and believe me, we got them in Keswick, and we still are developing directors left, right, and center. So no matter who's given what deal, they're not reaching everybody. They're only reaching the people that, for whatever reason, are around you. So you need to just get out of that area, put your blinders on, forget about what everybody else is doing, and do your own thing. Because believe me, the second you do that, that's when you're going to be successful. Anybody else want to answer that?
Yeah.
Sorry, that one gets
Yeah.
me because you know what? I felt so, I was very, very intimidated when I started, right? Like it was really bad here. It was very, there was a lot of competition. I think it's kind of like that in Newfoundland right now. It kind of felt like every which way I looked, there was another consultant, and why should I even do this? And then I started to understand the compensation plan a bit better and understand that as soon as I put my blinders on and I stopped worried about what everybody else was doing, no problems.
I think it's really important, like, I think why our team differentiates between anyone else's team, from what I know anyways, is we really try to be business owners, which just so happen to sell Scentsy, as opposed to being Scentsy consultants representing a company. Like, if you are a business owner, you are relentless. Like, you won't care. You know, like, don't get me wrong, because I think it was this morning that I called Robin about someone like on Mirage sale and doing this and doing that. And I'm like, I'm working here in my business so hard and someone else is doing all these deals. And
I got 3 more people that messaged me about that same girl.
right. So don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying that I don't get caught up in the whole thing, but I also think about, what is your image to people? What is your image to your customers? So, like, are you a business owner or are you a Scentsy consultant? Because if you are a Scentsy consultant and you're not giving the deal that they want, they won't come to you. If you are a business owner and you're supporting your family and you have a great cause, and they will be like, you know what? This girl's working her butt off. A 6-pack of bars isn't going to hurt me if I pay an extra $4. And the only way to do that is to get out in the community, maybe volunteer, maybe be a part of like regular groups in your community and put your name and face out there. Because I did this thing tonight that I thought at first was kind of petty. It was like, post on your timeline, I love your, and then people would fill in the blanks. And I'm like, maybe I shouldn't post that because it makes you feel like a little bit selfish and blah, blah, blah. But what I realized from the responses of the community, of my customers, of my peers, is that they love that I'm kind. They love that I'm genuine. They love that I give back. They love that I'm driven, that I'm focused. So all these things represent me as a business owner, I think. Because none of them said, I love that you're a Scentsy consultant. Yeah, definitely didn't say that. Even though I may be their best Scentsy consultant, right? So you guys need to shape your brain between being a business owner and being a Scentsy consultant. Because if all they know about you is, oh yeah, she's a Scentsy consultant, and you're not giving that deal, they probably won't come to you. And that's just it, because you can't blame them. At the end of the day, the customer's always right. If there's anything I learned in like my 5 years of, or my 5 months of working retail at the mall when I was like 16, the customer's always right. So if they come to you and you say, you know, this girl down the road's giving me this deal, you need to learn how to upsell. So you need to make them believe they're getting a deal while they're actually buying more, and you're just throwing in a freebie because you don't like that bar, or you can't even sell that bar, right? Upselling, you know, they love the bar Luna. Have you introduced them to Luna clothing conditioner? This is where, again, investing in your samples makes sense. If you have someone who's a diehard Luna fan, most likely they'll probably go for the Luna clothing conditioner or, you know, laundry. So yeah,
the whole product extension thing is really important.
Yeah, so I mean, I think maybe before Christmas it might be kind of cool to do a training on like upselling and product extension. That might be kind of neat, because it's not really easy. Like, you can't. It's actually, this is one of the things that I do believe. It's a learned, kind of like how Dana put it in the training the other day. It's like a learned muscle, especially to upsell, because it's not easy while you're on the spot to be like, okay, how can I make this basket bigger?
Yeah.
Right. Like, they just want to spend $25 on a nightlight. Okay, well, can I add a scent circle? What are the chances of me adding a car bar or a scent pack? So finding ways around that I think would be really beneficial.
Yeah, definitely.
Jen? Dana?
1,000 kilometers from Moscow.
I was going to say that if you get yourself into creating deals yourself, so if you go and counteract it by creating deals yourself, then you're going to get your customers used to getting deals. So that's what that person is doing. And they're basically showing people how much of a discount you can get off your product, right? So people are going to start to expect it. And I can even admit my own personal customers. I've done bar specials in the past, those 10 bar specials. And I choose only to do them on months, like a 10% off month or something like that, or bring back my bar. But now I get customers that actually come to me and say, when's your next 10 bar deal?
Yeah.
And while I do appreciate that they're waiting for that, I almost don't like that because then you're losing out on sales, right? So you get yourself into the habit of doing the deals for people and they start to expect it. So that other person is going to burn out. Eventually they're going to burn out because they're offering too many deals, and it's just
You can only do it for so long. You can only
Well,
do
you
it for so long.
gotta think about it. Like, how much money are they actually making? And if you're really jealous of that person, you gotta think in return. Do a self-reflection. How much money do you actually want to make? Are you in this business to create friendships, or are you in this business to create like a long-term income? Because if you're in this business to create a long-term income, you shouldn't be giving discounts left, right, and center because you're gonna end up broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Sorry, like I was so passionate.
I just love.
I'm like, stop giving stuff away, because at the end of the day, like I said, give a bar that you don't like. I have like 10 bars of winter cypress. Man, I'll give you like 5 of them if you buy 1 cent pack, for God's sake. I hate it.
Listen, and there's
And you know what?
too,
That's the truest thing. You never, ever, ever discount what your product is worth, because then it devalues not only what the product is, but it devalues you as a business person, right? And you don't want to devalue you or your product, but throwing in a freebie is something entirely different, right? When you throw in a freebie, now you're a business person.
Well, it teaches you that, okay, I'm gonna go back.
Discounting, like that's just desperate. Like you're just,
if you
and
throw
your
in
mouth is desperate.
If you throw in a freebie, think about it this way. Okay, I'm going to go buy from Robin again, because every time I buy from Robin, she gives me something free, and it's exciting, and I don't know what it is. So I'm going to go to Robin, and I'm going to buy again at full price, and I know I'm expecting something free in return, because that's how she is. She likes to treat her customers. But if I'm going to wait for Robin to have a random discount, if she's going to do it every single month, then that's great. But
you're going to be waiting a long time.
Yeah, but I mean, like, imagine if you ever try to flip that person. So honestly, like Robin said, just like focus.
Yeah, it's not duplicatable, right? Why would somebody join under you if they thought that this is the way you had to operate all the time?
Yeah.
Right? They wouldn't. They wouldn't want to.
Sorry, I cut Jen off.
That's okay. Jen, bring it, girl, bring it.
I'm gonna stop talking. Jen left.
I know, you guys are too much. I left. I just wanted to... you covered a lot here. So a big thing that I always do, and what I've actually done, sorry, come on video here for a second. So what I've actually done is use my little mini zip sacks, and I guess you can use bags from wherever, but this is how I give my samples out. So I stack a whole bunch of these into my wallet so that I'm always prepared. So one of the things that I wanted to make mention of is being prepared. So not only do I have little things in my wallet, but I have my purse loaded, I've got my car loaded, and I'm really excited about winter because I can finally have wax samples again. So I'm starting to be able to think about wax samples in my car. I've got recruiting packages in my car at the moment. We're in an insane incentive period. So these are packages that I've put together that have all sorts of good stuff in them. They're fancy, they have stickers all over them. It smells fantastic. And then Ray Luke also made mention of making which I think was a fantastic idea. I actually used our room spray, and I use Bonfire Beach currently. Sometimes I was using shimmer, but that's deceptive. And you can get that. So what I've done is I usually spray everything with some sort of room spray, whether it's my business card, whatever it happens to be.
Just be careful how much you put on, because there is oil in that and it can stain paperwork.
You know what I do, actually? So anything that it would stain by spraying directly on, I take and I put on hands to kind of rub my hands together and go over whatever I'm trying to make scented. So, and then just wash my hands afterwards. Just oil all over my hands. But that I find there are certain things where the oil would just splatter all over the place. So that's a good thing to mention. Is how I do it. Starting to focus on relationships that matter, but still there is power in numbers. So I do believe that meeting a lot of people is still a real thing. this is a numbers game, and I'm still trying to actually have more meaning. I go too deep into that side too, and then miss out on giving people samples that that maybe I didn't get in contact with, or that I'm hoping to see again but didn't get their contact info. So I don't want to miss any opportunity, and being prepared is my biggest tip, really.
It really is. That is
And you can't
huge tip, Jen.
be prepared, right? So if you're not prepared,
what do you recommend? Do you recommend like doing it a couple of times a month, or do you recommend like once a week, or like how do you do it, Jen?
how do I do just, I mean, I'm talking to people all the time. I live Scentsy. So it really is a lifestyle change, and that changed for me pretty quickly. Something that I think right behind me, sorry, don't mind my shoes everywhere. Right behind me, I've got kind of a little office set up. And all sorts of stuff, little warmers, samples. I've got a whole bunch of stuff there. And that actually is the basket up there is full of wax bars and light bulbs and all sorts of good stuff that I actually need. So I can run out the door. I've got these. So I can grab a couple, and even if I don't know if they're in my wallet or not, I grab a couple, throw them in my pocket, and head out for the day. So it's not something, if I scheduled it, never do it. It's just something that I have to do day in, day out, and just be consistent with it. So
Now see, we're the exact opposite. Like Ted and I will stand here and we'll bang off like 100 joint packages. And then they'll just sit there. And then as I'm going through the door, I'll just always make sure I have a couple in my purse.
Yeah. Well, it takes me days of getting things ready. So I'll do like all of my samples, and then I'll do all of my labels, and then I'll label everything, and then I sort of pick away at it. So
yeah.
I hate bagging things, and it just drives me nuts.
I don't like bagging either. See, Ted bags everything. See behind me? Orders? Ted bags it, and then I go back afterwards and write like the little thank you cards.
Yeah.
So
and that's the hard part, is going and labeling everything in each of these packages. I have to work on daily, right? Or I at least have to think about and be prepared daily.
Right. So all you're doing really is being what?
Intentional.
Yeah.
That's it.
You owe me a beer or something. Or
What do I win? What do I win?
Okay. Next question is about organizing your business. Okay. This one is important. Not because like some people are going to be doing this full time. Some people are doing it part time. Some people are just messing around with it. But no matter what way you're doing your business, this is important. Listen now, please. When you're getting your orders, and there's going to be a lot of people watching this video afterwards that joined, let's say in the last 3 months, because we've had so many joint specials. The most important thing that you can remember about your customers is their follow-up. But how do you remember who you're supposed to follow up with and when you're supposed to follow up with them? This can get tricky, especially if you're one of those people like Teresa. I'm going to give her a woohoo right now, because Teresa and Sue just did their launch party and they sold like $900. They had $900 in sales.
holy heck.
Which was like, yeah, like crazy.
Wow.
So I said to her today, when your order comes in, don't just give it to everybody. Like, don't do it. And she's like, okay. And she didn't ask me why, which I thought was kind of funny, but here's your answer. Here's why. Anybody recognize this? It's an order form. They give you 1, 2, 3, 4 copies. so that you can organize your business. So I'm still answering this question. See this one? The top one? That's yours. And it has all the Visa and everything information on it. So you're going to hang on to that one. The next copy can go back to your customer and you can write thank you on it or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then they have proof that you've actually taken payment from them. Another copy can go where? In their bag. So now you not only have you given them a copy when you took payment, but you give them a copy when they get their order back so that they remembered what was supposed to be in the bag and that you've actually delivered what you're supposed to deliver. But there's still one more copy. So now you personally have 2 copies. You've got one with the Visa information and one on the end. The one with the Visa information, every time you take your orders and you submit your parties, you just put them all into a pile and just keep piling them on. And as you need to do follow-up, you go to the bottom of the pile, you call 5 people, and you follow up with them. And then when you've got 10 minutes more, you go to the bottom of the pile and you follow up, and you just keep rotating that big stack. But what's this other paper for? This other paper is a place for you to organize your customers in alphabetical order. So do you have to do it this way? I don't do the alphabetical order way. I know a lot of superstar directors that do. They keep both lists. So they've got one that they're constantly rotating for follow-up, and then they've got one for quick access so that they can find the person by alphabetical order and know exactly what their favorite scent is, or know exactly what their Visa card number is, or like that type of stuff, right? So you've got one for follow-up that's constantly rotating. Every time you take an order, you put it on top. And then you've got one for actually organizing your contact information. Now, your workstation actually does organize that information for you, but it doesn't keep Visa numbers, and it doesn't keep their favorite scent, and it doesn't keep their birthday or information, like private information that you kind of really wouldn't want on the workstation anyway. At least I wouldn't want it on there. If you want to get into the habit of being organized with your business and you just started, if you do nothing else, just keep a pile that's rotating for follow-up. And even if you don't get to the follow-up this week, next week, the week after, in a month and a half from now, call these people, because they're going to be ready for more. But you won't know who's ready and who isn't unless you keep them just in like a chronological pile, right? Some people do it in a binder. Some people keep a file folder. Me, I'm kind of lazy. I just keep it in like a shoebox type plastic container, and I pull them out. I go through them. I pull them out again, go through them again. And then I always have that PRV constantly rotating, because I know who's ready for wax and who isn't. And then I'm not looking for specials. I'm not doing specials all the time, because I'm following up with the people that are due to be followed up with. Does that make sense? Follow-up is really, really important, you guys, and your customers will really appreciate that too. Like, they will come to appreciate you for your story because they know who you are and they want to be loyal to you, but also they will appreciate the fact that you thought of them enough to pick up the phone or message them and say, hey, did you like what you bought? Like, did you even like it? But all you guys that started in the last 3 months, this is super, super important. Follow-up is, there's a quote, it's called "Fortune is in the follow-up." It's the truest thing. My business has changed so much since I started doing the follow-up. Okay,
I just recently started doing the follow-up. I'm really bad for follow-up.
You know,
Like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, follow-up is so good. And it's just like, it's scary, you know? It's like, oh, here's Raluca, someone, you know, wants you to buy Scentsy again. But that's really all in my head. And it's taken me a while to kind of get over it. I need to start, and this is just like totally being honest, I need to start doing order forms more, because you can always look back and see who ordered what. Awesome. It takes a little bit longer through your workstation. It really just depends if you're more of a paperback person or online. I work through the workstation fine. I am in the middle of finding, there are tons of softwares out there about following up that, like, if you want to pay for it, or I don't know how well it goes if it's free, but basically there's software out there that, like, will actually remind you. You'll have like notifications that go off every month, and it'll say, 3 months ago, this person ordered this. Do you want to call them? And then, you know, you can actually look through that. And then you can do the same thing about your recruiting follow-ups as well. Because it's not just orders, guys. Like, recruiting follow-ups is really important too. Like here, I'll show you guys. And I know I showed this before on the other training, but I think it's really important. I mean, I'm talking about recruiting because that's kind of like where my strong suit is, but follow-up, for example, organizing your business in terms of recruits. Like, just because someone said no doesn't mean that like they're gone forever. The chances are if someone else asks them again in like 5 months and they join, you're going to beat yourself up. So this is my follow-up system on my phone. I'm on my phone like 24/7. So like all these people have been the people that I talked to this month. This is just this month. This is a lot of people. And then beside them, like if they actually joined, there's this a little star that says joined. It's like a little props to myself. But in here, I put their name, where I met them the last time I talked to them, and it's kind of the same thing for ordering. So I think it really is kind of important because like Robin said, guys, like in my last 2 years, I've heard you really just need like maybe 60 customers. If you follow up with those 60 customers so well, like your follow-up to system is like mint, you don't need any more than that because you constantly have PRV going in. So I think that, you know, the thought of, oh, I constantly have to get new customers. Have you ever thought about how you're actually treating the customers you have now? And I'm not talking about like throwing a little sample in there. I'm talking like, hey, how's it going? Like, no, I'm not calling, you know, like I know we get super busy. Like I'm not calling about Scentsy. I'm just calling to see how you are. Or like, have you ever called your
Thank you card in the mail.
Yeah, like, have you ever talked to your customer and said, hey, like I know you ordered this bar because you really liked it. It was the first time you ordered it. How is it? Like, I believe that if you're going to order a bar, like, don't be afraid to tell me you don't like it. I don't want you wasting your money. And when I tell them that, like, I'd rather eat up a half-broken bar and just use it or use it for samples and be like, I'll just give you a brand new one. Like, that is customer service, and that is what's going to get you referred. As well as your follow-up is so mint that referrals come in whether you even have a referral bonus or not. That's what I've realized with some of my really good customers. If I follow up really well with them, I don't need to put that little like, oh, if you refer me or add me on Facebook, I'll give you this. I just get random referrals coming in simply because I'm treating them well.
Yep.
So I'm not sure if part of the question too was like, how do you actually organize your life? I haven't found a secret. I know Robin's trying to organize to one room, but it still keeps kind of spilling to the kitchen, as you can see behind her. Proof. The same thing's happening to me. I moved from my dining room to my upstairs office that, so right now, my like photography office is in my bedroom. This is where I edit, but my photography office in the past is in my Scentsy office. So like, but if I show you my Scentsy office right now, it's like overflowing. It looks like someone threw up Scentsy. Like, I'm not joking. My dad looks at me. He's like, I thought you were going to be more organized. So, honestly,
but that just means that you're working your butt off.
like if you have, okay, let's look at it this way. If you have time to keep an organized mint office, you're not working your business. I'm just going to keep it that way. Unless you're like super OCD and you're totally doing it, then you need to make a video about how it's actually working. Because I'd like to know.
Me too. I think everybody.
And honestly, there's Scentsy everywhere. Like what is a brand new juicy pear oil, okay, doing beside my TV receiver? I don't know. I'm not using it. I don't like juicy pear, but somehow, look, there, look, I have piggies. Why is Piggy here? I don't have kids in my house. Like, look, room spray. Like, it just makes no sense. But it's okay. It's normal. It just means that you're totally busy doing the proper things.
Okay, I want to go back to something for a second. So y'all know that we just got this brand new catalog, right? So we're looking for reasons to contact your customers. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I haven't really posted a whole lot of the new catalog on my timeline. Like for anybody who's like following my timeline, there hasn't really been a whole lot. Like there's been a couple of things that are like the sidekicks. I think I put up a couple of times, a couple of the new diffusers. I'm really not focusing on this right now because what I'm really focusing on my follow-up and booking like my basket parties. I do a lot of basket parties this time of year, but I'm really also focusing on the harvest flyer, and I'm focusing on the monthly, the scent of the month and the warmer of the month. because Scentsy gives us these reasons to contact our customers, our past customers. So you can say, for me, I'm going to be doing a follow-up to say, hey, I wanted to know what you thought of that product. And then they're going to say, oh, I loved it, or oh, I hated it. And then we go through that little dance back and forth. But then I'm going to say, hey, did you hear about this? And then they're going to go, no, I didn't hear about that. So then that's my excuse then to reconnect with them, right? The Harvest Flyer or the Scent of the Month flyer. And then, of course, next month, then it'll be the Christmas flyer. But what am I really doing here? I'm really kind of planning out January, February, and March, because my customers, the ones that follow me loyally, they haven't even seen the rest of the book yet. So January, February, March, when it's really quiet, they're going to be getting books. Dana, fill us in. You look like you're bursting with laughter over there. Tell us what's going on.
She messaged me. She's like, I really want to talk about organizing.
No, listen, I want to talk about it because we got off a little bit on like follow up and stuff, and while that's important, I don't know, I feel like the question was mainly towards like just little tips on how you actually organize and get through stuff. And sure. I'm not even an expert on that because I'm not. I'm clueless because I'm really disorganized. You should see. And I'm going to show you, okay? Because I'm actually in my dining room. But I went and got this. This is my buffet and hutch. That's what we call it. But it's my Scentsy office now, so everything's thrown in everywhere. Just like shelving units, like that's kind of where I started with it. And for like orders and stuff, I got this from the dollar store, and it's like one of those file things, and it has 12 months in it, and that's what I put my order forms in. So this helps with follow-up too. So you guys are talking about follow-up.
That's perfect.
You can go back, like you start at the first month, and you can go back then when you get the time to do some follow-up and go through this, call out your order forms, and go mad with it.
So that's so that's the same thing, only it's got the months in between. So that's perfect, Anna.
I also have this for like samples making and like gift for like when you're wrapping orders and stuff. I got this basket, like dollar store things, guys, like nothing big, and just got, I can't even tip it, but it got like, you know, ribbons and stuff and scissors and everything that I need in one spot. In like, it's kind of a jumble in here, but it's just one spot, so I can just haul it out when I'm doing orders and whip everything together. Whatever way that you can get everything in the one to kind of do what you need to do without too much effort is kind of how I've been doing. That's just tips from me, that's all. But you never really are completely organized. I agree. 100%.
I should show you what it looks like after 4 years. Keep talking. I'm going to go get something. I'm going to show you. I'll be right back.
What happened with me after I did Dana's thing, like about the different baskets, I ended up with like 7 baskets of stuff. Like putting things in like one basket, like this is my ribbon basket, and this is my so-and-so basket, but then I ended up with like 8 baskets.
Oh man. Yeah.
So like, I mean, it's in one place, but there's like 20 different baskets.
No laughing, okay?
I don't even want to talk about my basket addiction.
There's no laughing allowed here, okay? And I never do this. And you can ask for Luca. I don't think I've ever actually done this. I have, I'm doing shows right now. So when I say I'm doing shows, it means that I'm going to shows where there are thousands of people. Okay? So I'm not just doing like 200 people traffic. I'm talking like thousands of people traffic, okay? So when Dana says she's organized with that container, so this is what it looks like after 4 years. Can you see that even? Hang on.
It might be better that we don't.
Can you see this at all? No, you can't even see it. Do I need to get a
I can't even see anything tonight.
Use the flashlight.
Okay, hang on. I'll get a flashlight. Hold on.
Get the flashlight phone.
I just can't even see Robin's screen tonight. I don't know why anybody else. I don't know what's happening. I never friggin' know what's happening. It's the blonde in me.
It might be actually good that you can't see everything in here because it's really bad.
Put the flashlight on your phone.
Okay, I am. Hang on. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
So I've got about 600 bars there, ready, just sitting on the floor. And at some point, all of those cubes will have can you see those cubicle? It's like a cube over there. Yeah, you can't really see. Okay, it's kind of crazy in here. But Dana, what I wanted to show you was this.
Oh
You
yeah,
see
now I
it?
can see that.
Okay.
It looks, like I said, it looks like
Dana, you go from having little containers to having like full blown like drawers, and it's got like drawers, but then the problem becomes that then you end up with three of them. I have 3 of them. I even have one just for bags, okay?
I have this too. See my orders.
So then you end up with one over there and one over there. Oh,
And this is
it's
what
like
my table looks like.
So it's an organized mess. Like
But
it's fun.
you actually can find things around here. Like all of my catalogs will go in here. All of my catalog brochures go in here. I actually have a thing for light bulbs. Look, Dana, bulbs. But I just want to, like, that's the evolution, right? Like, depending on how crazy you get with your business, you'll start small, and then as you, I won't show you my basement.
Or you could be like Ray Luca and I with a whole bunch of baskets that every single one of them contains ribbons. Somewhere.
If I can, no, I'm gonna go and take a picture of my Scentsy office, and I'll show you on my phone. 1 second.
Yeah, your
Seriously,
Scentsy office looks nice because you just cleaned it. That's not fair.
I have a Scentsy home. Is that okay?
Mhm.
Every corner and crevice of my apartment I've got it like jammed in every place it'll fit.
I had the hairdresser here the other day cutting the kids' hair, and she said, "Do you live like this all the time?" I'm like, "What do you mean live like this all the time?" She's like, "There's like Scentsy everywhere." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's okay. Like it doesn't hurt anybody."
Okay, I want everyone to go to Northern Warmth and look at the picture I just posted, and you tell me, as much as it's inspiring, this is what I mean by like Scentsy throw up. I don't know if you can see my screen, but if you go to Northern Warmth, that
It looks as bad as mine.
look at Dana's face. She's like, it's a hoarding episode. It's Scentsy hoarders. Like that. Isn't that just insane? Like, I mean, when the desk is clean, it looks very motivational.
I want a room to throw it in. I don't have a room yet, so it can be done outside of a room.
I mean, I got to the
Yeah,
point
neither
where
do I,
was-
Dina. That's why my whole apartment is loaded with Scentsy because I don't technically have another room or a little corner yet. Like,
But
You
Dana,
know, and you don't have to either. Like, this is like scaring. It's probably scaring some people here now.
yeah.
Dana,
No, I mean, I've got it stored away and
you
whatnot,
look-
but
I
if you
think
guys
Dana's
look,
having
Michael
heart
got,
palpitations.
if you guys look, Michael got so fed up that he put a modem on one of my baskets because the modem wasn't getting enough strength towards the house because of all my Scentsy stuff. Like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 baskets that I see right now full of.
Oh my god.
Anyways, maybe I should take it
That's
down.
funny.
But for the joke of it is
Yeah, I just threw mine up there too, but mine's like, of course, dark because the lighting in my house is shit because I don't know a really good electrician.
Mine's not too bad.
I'm gonna hashtag this Scentsy Hoarders episode. Episode 1. It's the season premiere.
So basically, what we're
oh.
telling you is that it's an organized mess. As long as you have an organized mess, you're good.
Listen, I know exactly
Don't
what.
worry, that banner's available in the Scentsy family store for like $6.
Ha! People want my office.
See?
Yeah, they don't want
How
mine.
much is
Mine's a
that banner?
disaster.
Oh my gosh, so funny.
I'll show you
Who's showing Tim?
these. Okay, so they are
What are those?
little pumpkin stick-on faces, and they go on glasses. However, what I like to do with them is to actually put them on things like scent packs at this time of year. So I made a promise and a pact to my customers that I don't post any harvest things or any fall things. Sorry, I'm just opening the package so you guys
I
can
was gonna
see
say
them,
I'm
but
looking at the ceiling.
I'm working on it. So in
Watch,
this package, 16 of these darn things too. Okay, cool. So there's 16 little pumpkin faces. and they're little stickers. And you can put them on things like scent packs, scent circles, car bars.
And are they like
pretty much anything?
Are they like a sticker
It's like a
sticker,
clear
Jen,
back.
or do they like peel off again afterwards
Yeah.
without damaging the package?
It's a little clear sticker. So the backing of this, hold on. I'm gonna find something to stick it to. Let's find out, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's watching. This is a play-by-play. So
Yeah, we're just having fun here.
it's
Oh, it's a
literally, sorry, I'll put
decal.
it up against the wall. Yeah.
Hang on, I'm gonna put you
I'm
there.
assuming, yeah, they have to come off because they're for your glasses, right? So it's not like these wouldn't come off easily.
Okay, so it's like a decal type
They
thing.
are actually, yeah, so they're actually pumpkin beverage stickers. So ideally they're going on your cups or whatever you would put them on to make your cups Halloween-y.
That's amazing.
Where's there a scent pack? Or like a recruiting package. Sorry, I'm going through my house. I'm excited now. Live. Okay, from Toronto.
That's it.
There you go.
Season premiere.
So,
Raluca.
like, you can do these at Halloween recruiting packages.
Oh, that's cute.
So something like that, right? So that'll give it at Halloween. We've got our pumpkins warmer. We've got this to go inside for this month as well. There's lots of cool stuff that you can do with them, I'm sure. I've used them before and put them on scent circles and scent packs, though. But I found them again this year, and I absolutely adore them. Just wanted to share that.
That's awesome. I love it. I really like that idea Raluca had earlier too about the upsell, the selling cards that they just posted on the workstation. About putting them like on a keychain. Like you can get those. Jen, I think it was you that told me about them one time. The business card laminating pouches that you can buy that are all like, you don't have to actually laminate. It laminates for you. It's just like a press and stick.
That's what I do for my basket parties with the party basket information thing that tells you how a party basket works. I just laminated one on a keychain and I just put it.
Yeah,
Yep.
You can do them business card size. I actually, you know what I do with those? But I print off the wax tip and basically just on regular paper. And so I include these in a little business card sized, a little business card sized one, because you can get them at
I can't see you.
Sorry, hold on, here we go. Sorry, I thought I clicked it. I'm like, no, because I'm looking at Raluca's face. There we go. So basically what I do is I put these inside every order, like gleaming. So it's my little wax tip. And it doesn't matter what paper I use because this spins it, so it makes it a more sturdy thing. If somebody actually spills wax on it or anything like that, it doesn't matter.
So what's your wax
you can
tip,
get them.
Jen?
I don't think I have them in the bigger ones, though. I'm just looking.
What's your wax tip? Tell us what your wax tip is. Like, what is on it?
Okay, so only use 1 cube of Scentsy wax in your mid and full size warmers and half a cube in your plug-in. So this is actually an old tip. You can find it all over the internet, actually. But it's about not wasting your wax. I'll read the rest of it here, too. Why? The scent comes from the warmest part of the warmer, the bottom of the dish. By filling the dish too deep with additional wax, the scent has a harder time escaping. A small amount of wax gives an amazing scent throw. Less is more. Each bar should last at least 80 to 160 hours or more. Your nose and your wallet will thank you. So I've had a number of customers come to me and thank me for that tip because they were using 3 or 4 cubes thinking that it was going to be something that they needed to use that much. I just told them they're wasting their wax, and then I realized that maybe something like that would be good inside orders. It was speaking to were wasting their wax. What about the ones that didn't mention anything? So it's just one way for me to know that they're kind of covered and not wasting all of their wax. And then they keep coming back to me because most consultants might tell them to waste it, for all I know. Not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just one little thing that I sneak in. You can buy, it almost looks like a deck of cards. I don't have one here. That's what I was looking for, but it almost looks like the size of a deck of cards. And you can get 50 of these. And basically they're just little plastic business card sized ones. Sorry, I'm hating the glare on my phone right now from where I'm standing, but yeah, and you can get 50 of them, I think, for like $3. It's not that expensive. And then there are smaller ones that have like 10 inside for $1.25. So
Love it.
cheap,
Love
cheap.
it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah, you can get picture-sized ones too. So for events, you can have a laminated picture or a laminated, just say you want to showcase that you take Visa, Amex, MasterCard. Say you've got a square and you want to have a little thing on your table and don't really know how to dress it up. Throw that on a printed out version of it, and there you go. They're really simple to use. So
Yeah, we use the full size one on like the harvest flyer or the Christmas flyer, so that way if we run out of them, there's at least one that's laminated on our vendor show table.
that's a really good idea. Also taking things, if you're considering laminating anything at all, a really great thing for a party to laminate. Thank you, Andrea McCallum.
Oh yes.
But the very
right.
back page,
Yeah.
our showcase brochure has the breakdown of what everything comes in. So it breaks down your scents and helps you figure out what comes in scent packs, scent circles, travel tins, you name it. And I absolutely love that idea from her. So
Yeah,
I
love
just
that.
thought
Yeah,
about it
she
because
had.
we're talking about
I think she used to do the
laminating.
Combine and Save too, didn't she? The Combine and
Yep.
Save page.
Yep. So
Yep.
I mean, any page that's going to give people information where they can save money or benefit somehow, they wouldn't put it in. Make people's lives easier and they'll keep coming back.
Well, it's kind of like what
If they
Raluca
have
said
to work too
earlier
hard, they
too,
won't.
right? Like you're doing that, if you laminate, let's say the Combine and Save page, the way that Andrea used to, I mean, that does the upselling for you. Like that's the upselling that Raluca was talking about earlier, right? Like it would actually do that work for you.
Exactly. And that's the thing, right? Like people are just sort of more prone to look at something and say, hey, what's this? And they're not going to find page 53 in the catalog and start looking for where they can combine and save unless they know about it. So if something is blatantly obvious and easy to find, chances are they're going to pay attention to it. But things have to be like stupid easy for a lot of people. You know, things that we don't really consider. Just honestly, make it simple, keep it simple, and your customers will thank you. You don't have to go nuts. So
No, you don't have to go nuts. And you know what? Again, you want to be duplicatable, right? Like if you're
Yeah.
doing things that are absolutely ridiculously difficult, people are not going to want to do it.
No.
Like if you go to do a home party and you do so many things that seem so complicated that would take so much prep work, then why would somebody want to do that? Like why would somebody want to have to go through all that work, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, that sounds exhausting, and I do this for a living. So like I
Right,
don't even want to
exactly.
do that. So
Yep. Dana, do you have anything to add? Okay.
I got distracted. I still have my friend here, so she's like packing up all of her samples. So I don't have anything to add. You girls are awesome. On to the next.
Alrighty. Did we have any more questions?
Becca asked a question, but I missed it.
Oh, wait. It was something about, what's the first
How do
thing?
you train your
do?
new recruits?
That one's, you know what? That's actually a great question. I'd like to hear what all of you guys do, and then I'll tell you what I do. Dana, you're up.
Well, I actually made a separate group. At first, I used to use the NW newbie group, and I used to tag people in all kinds of those. But I've branched away a little bit, and I've made my own group with all videos of everything, and I just kind of tag everybody in videos and then say if they have any questions. Like I make an effort to check in every now and then and say like, how are you doing? And I really go over like the launch party and stuff with them. Like those kinds of things are really important. But yeah, like
Dana,
Sarah,
that's your
she's like, she's
elimination.
new, she's fairly new, so she went through the videos and stuff, and she said they were really helpful. I guess because they're videos and people just sometimes they just don't read things. Be mindful, be mindful and take the time to make sure they understand everything. Because sometimes they may not be saying it to you, and I'll make sure they understand at least and make it really clear that they can come to me for questions.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Good stuff. Jen, you're up. Give us your tips. Jen, what do you do? What's the first thing you do with your newbies?
Hey, sorry. Okay. So one of the first things I do with my newbies, so I've got 2 people in the works right now, and what I need them to know is how to use their workstation. So I want to either take time with them, if I can be with them, and
No, we lost you, Jen. Okay, we lost Jen.
do that.
Jen, can you start over? We kind of lost you.
Now,
Yeah, no. Jen,
Okay, Raluca. Jen, can you leave and come back? Okay, Jen's gonna leave and come back. Okay, Raluca.
Okay, so when I get a new recruit, I am very specific about the things I tag them in the newbie group. I don't like tagging them in every single must-have post in a newbie group right away because it's very overwhelming. So my first off the hand is they need to know what Shooting Star is. They need to be tagged in the Andrea video. It actually walks you through the consultant guide without them having it, because we know that you don't get the consultant guide within like a couple of days of you joining. So writing that list of 100 and stuff, that should be like right off the bat. I don't think you should be waiting like 3 or 4 days for you to get your consultant guide to actually start writing your list for your launch party. And then within 48 hours, I make a meeting with them to actually sit down with them to walk them through the workstation. In terms of the workstation, I walk them through like the homepage and the news tab. I walk them through the marketing tab, contact list, so they can start getting their contacts in there right away, because we know that like email is like golden. And then I leave the order tab. I actually leave the order tab until I say to them, and you know, like when you're ready to place your first $240 or whatever, at least minimum 150 PRV order, then we will sit down together. And at that time, at that point, I typically either sit down and walk them through how to place the order, or lately I've just been tagging them on how to add an order in the video in the newbie group. And on the first day too, I make sure they have an open party before I even walk them through the workstation. I just say, follow the steps in there, because you just never know, right? Like I told you guys about the importance of your website, and that website is all you have until your kit comes. And again, it's very powerful. So having that open party is really important. But I also think that you as the sponsor have a major responsibility sitting down with your newbies going through the workstation, because it's one thing for them to watch a video and have questions, and then they forget to ask you because someone rang the doorbell, or the kid's crying, or the kids have to go to the potty, and they forget all these things. At least if you professionally make a half an hour phone call out of your day to sit with them, while you're talking to them, like questions come up.
Yep.
Right? Like, you know, and then I tell them, okay, watch the video, because they can pause, they can rewind, they can, you know, based on their own time, they can watch back, but they need to know that you're devoting your time to them. And I think it's really important starting to create that relationship off the bat, regardless if it's your best friend joining or if it's a complete stranger. You walking them through that workstation. And I mean, even Scentsy kind of walks you through the workstation now, don't they? With the new consultant. Yeah, but regardless, I still like to do it because it gives me more time to get to know them. I can hear by the sound of their voice You know, if they're timid, if they're like gung ho, like my newest recruit, I was like about to message her within 48 hours to set up a workstation walkthrough, and she had already done it. Like she's already like, oh no, I already opened up a party and an order, and I imported like 100 people in my contact list. I'm like, okay, awesome, you sound just like me. But you know, 98% of the people you recruit are not going to be like that. So, but even then, I still sat with her on the phone for an hour, and I talked to her about the important things in your first 15 days. So, yeah.
Yep.
What
That's
I do.
perfect. Yeah, thank you for that. So me, very, very similar to what Raluca's doing. So I want an hour. The very first thing I'll tell my teammates to do is open up a party and start sharing their link to their website right away. And then we set up an hour where we walk through the whole workstation, including how to enter your first order, how to see the host rewards, what the benefits are of entering it as a party as opposed to an individual order. We talk about shipping, definitely talk about contacts, and the newsletter is so super important, the email piece. And my first tag, I'm also not a big fan of tagging people in a whole bunch of posts. I don't want to overwhelm people, so mine is also the Andrea video. I think that Andrea McCallum just like knocked that out of the ballpark. I'm not sure that any of us could duplicate that as well as she did it that night. And then I have an old booklet that I give to all of my new consultants too, that kind of explains, this is what a basket party is. This is what a host and join package is. This is what this is. This is what that is. It's just very simple, like very easily laid out. Sometimes I'll print off labels for them because like when you're in the midst of like opening your Scentsy box for the first time and you're excited, like the last thing you want is to land on a whole bunch of frustration with printing labels. Like it's like the worst thing because you're so excited to give out your catalogs to everybody. So sometimes I'll do that as like a little, just a little treat. Like, here you go. Here's your labels. They're already done and they're all nice and in line and everything for you. But I think that's pretty much it. Like we really like to spend a lot of hands-on time with our new teammates right at the beginning. Like lots of hands-on. Like you want to message me 100 times in a day? Knock yourself out. I'm here. If you can't get me for some strange reason, then you'll get Ted. Like I don't care where I am, what I'm doing. I will answer my front line at any time, but especially someone that's brand new. And I think that's pretty much.
Yeah, like I mean, well, I just wanted to add that there are some instances, you know, like where you recruited someone and then you're like, oh my gosh, they're so needy. Like I know a lot of people probably get that. And you know what? Suck it up. Suck it up, Buttercup, because if they're needy, that means that they just want to be consumed by all the knowledge that they can get. And if they're needy, it just means that they want to succeed. And if you don't give into that attention in the first 2 weeks, then you're going to lose them in the first 3 months. And there's just no point. Like you spend so much time getting a recruit or a new Scentsy sister, whatever, like I don't think of people as recruits either, but again, it's part of your business. You spend so much time getting them, and if you're just going to get them and be like, oh yeah, I got a recruit, that we don't get paid to get recruits. Okay, we get paid to train them. We get incentive points to train them. We get recognition and we get stuff back because we further help other people start their business. So if you're gonna be whiny and say, well, she's so needy, I don't want to help her, she's taking up so much of my time, well, that's too bad. You recruited them. But don't take them. Take care of them. It's the first 2 weeks. After that, they get their wind in their back, and they just go.
And you know what else, too? I think the consultants that tend to have a lot more questions right at the beginning that seem kind of needy, I find that those are the rock stars. Like, they really are. Like, if you take the time to really put into them, like, it's rare to put that much time into somebody and then and not see them blossom afterwards. And sometimes it's right away, and sometimes it takes a long time. But
well,
I mean, I've seen it time and time again.
Realistically, the way I think about it is, are they needy because you didn't do your full job as a leader walking them through your leadership handbook about like training them properly in the first 2 weeks. Are they needy because you taught them everything, you spent the 1 hour on the phone, you tagged them, and they genuinely didn't watch any videos because you actually asked a question and they would have known the answer if you watched a video?
Yeah.
So just kind of pay attention, because if someone's actually wasting your time, then don't put that energy into them. If they don't genuinely have any drive to learn by themselves after you've actually helped, then that's a different story. But don't start from the beginning. Like day 2, they ask you like, what's a qualifying party? And you're like, oh, you know? So anyway, I wanted to throw that out there.
I think we covered all of the questions. I think we did. Do you see any more?
I didn't see any.
Okay, I think we are going to call it a night, if there are no more questions. So we're going to leave that, we're going to leave this video up on the group for a few days and just let people have a chance to watch it. Some people are working tonight, some people can't. But you know, like anytime you want information like this, like it's easy to do, right? It's easy to access. We're all here. You just have to ask. Don't be afraid to ask, because you know, if you have a question about something, chances are you're not the only person, right? There's always going to be someone else that has that same question. There's always going to be someone else that's likely in the exact same position as you are. And I think we're going to call it a night. Dana, thank you for showing up tonight. We appreciate it. Raluca, thank you so much as always. And we'll see you guys online. We've got leadership training Thursday. Shout out to all the girls in the Drive group. Woo, woo, woo.
We may have an important announcement on Thursday, but that's all I'm saying.
We may, yes, we may have an exciting announcement. Okay. Bye.